The need for sustainable transport. In the midst of growing sustainability concerns, transport systems pose a range of environmental problems. This is especially so for road transport, which has been increasing its share of transport relative to other modes. These problems include noise and air pollution caused by traffic congestion and the increase in CO2 and other vehicle emissions. In particular, heavy vehicles used in freight transport are considered to be the main source of these problems. Concerns for the environment and safety are the major drivers behind regulation and legislation affecting freight transport. These concerns have created pressure to move freight off the roads. In responding to this need, most OECD countries are being confronted with the challenge of developing socioeconomic reforms that strike a balance between ecological requirements and conditions conducive to economic growth compatible with sustainability objectives. The trend towards sustainable development will have a considerable effect on the design and operation of logistics systems. In order to achieve balance between the globalization of economic activities and development of environmentally friendly global logistics networks, various approaches are being discussed and examined, ranging from construction of better hardware facilities to development of information structures for reorganizing logistics operations to make them more sustainable. Also, introducing new concepts and technologies to logistics operations can contribute to sustainability. Typical examples are the introduction of sophisticated dispatching systems and consolidated delivery for reducing traffic volumes and costs, including externalities, and development of transport systems to support recycling of waste products, characteristics of intermodal transport. Governments have been grappling to stimulate intermodal transport in order to promote sustainable development, although demand for intermodal transport has shown only a modest increase due to many existing obstacles. Characteristics of intermodal transport systems differ across regions. The Asian intermodal system is characterized by a combination of traditional and modern concepts of intermodality. Since most Asian countries are composed of islands and/or archipelagos, the large distances between countries within the region are motivating the development of sea, air, and intermodal transportation. In particular, the role of nodes and transport links is vital to transport and logistics systems. Any improvement in these systems will provide significantly better services, reduce travel times, and ultimately reduce costs. Since Asia has now become the export center of industrial goods, the need for containerized cargo transport has increased, and significant logistics infrastructure development is occurring in some countries. To be effective, intermodal transport in the EU will require a comprehensive package of measures both to increase markedly the productivity of rail freight transport and to enforce effective safety loading maintenance and working regulations in road haulage ECMT 2001. The NAFTA region, centered on the United States of America and Canada, is characterized by extensive demand for land-based transportation with efficient road and rail systems, and a relatively limited need for cross-border documentation. Logistics and intermodal transport. Logistics will influence the future development of intermodal transport and yield both opportunities and challenges. Service requirements are the major challenge to intermodal transport. Logistics will lead to ever stricter service requirements and an increasing number of small consignments less than truckloads, a market which intermodal transport has lost almost completely. However, the increasing volume of freight flows transported over longer distances with better planning and coordination possibilities of logistics activities through ICT could result in increased consolidation of consignments and improvement in the relative competitiveness of intermodal options. Therefore, in order to comply with these strict service demands and to be able to compete with road transport, intermodal transport needs sophisticated logistics concepts using advanced information systems. Obstacles to intermodal transport. Since a key factor hindering the wider use of intermodal transport on shorter distances is the substantial share of transshipment costs, one important aspect in intermodal efficiency is connection at the nodal points. Facilities at nodes have to be standardized to provide efficient services accessibility. To these nodes has to be developed or improved, and transportation systems have to be integrated to attain intermodality. The links which connect the nodal points to form the logistics network are most effective when they appear to be seamless, i.e. facilitating transport with minimum interruption, inconvenience, and wasted time. Various obstacles to seamless intermodal transport exist in and between member countries. OICT 2001. Lack of physical and information infrastructure, the lack of terminals, and missing links, or lack of infrastructure interoperability often limits transport services. Intermodal freight transport service is provided mainly by the private sector. However, the private sector cannot provide a fully seamless intermodal freight transport service without the essential transport, ITS, and telecommunications infrastructure frameworks supplied by governments. In addition, to date little progress has been made in achieving compatibility for the tracking, tracing, and monitoring of intermodal transport flows, despite experiments undertaken in this field. While the road transport sector continues to introduce real-time information systems that can report on the status of any consignment being shipped to clients, intermodal transport has virtually nothing comparable to offer. Punctual and reliable information is needed for intermodal operators and ultimately for shippers.